So day two at base starts off with what they call a static. And a static is what, like a static display of all of the airplanes and all the jets and all the things.
Yeah, that's right. So as we, and we'll see some of the footage, but yeah, we're just out here at Henderson Airport in Las Vegas. And so all the manufacturers are going to have their airplanes here to look at and walk on and touch and feel and all that good stuff.
Welcome to Own the Jet by Aspen Aero Group, where we share perspectives from some of the leading voices in private jet ownership and business aviation. I'm your host, Derek Savage, along with my co-host, Jason Spoor, president of Aspen Aero Group. Join us as we dive deep into the mechanics, mindset, and moments that define jet ownership. And together, we'll learn what it takes to own the jet.
It's going to be cool seeing the actual jets because everybody's always talking about the jets, but seeing the jets is a totally different thing. So what are some of the things we can expect to see here at the static that they have for base?
Yeah, so a lot of what you're going to see here is a lot of flight departments. You're going to see aircraft owners coming out just to see the airplanes without having to go through a whole formal process to do that. So they're going to be able to go on, like behind us, the Honda Jet, and go see what it feels like, sit in it. And talk to the sales guys without having to, again, go through a whole formal situation.
No, the rigmarole.
Rigmarole.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no rigmarole.
So here you've got every manufacturer, every corporate jet showing off what they have.
Okay, show me your wares. Let's go check out some wares here at the Static at NBAA-BACE Base Conference here in beautiful sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. All right,
perfect.
Let's check them out. Exciting opportunity here. We get to talk to Mark from Bombardier. And Mark, can you tell me a little bit about what you do and what your role is here at Bombardier?
So I'm in charge of communications for Bombardier, internal, external. So at shows like NBAA-BACE, it's my absolute pleasure to talk about everything that Bombardier does, including the wonderful jets behind us.
Awesome. And can you tell me about the wonderful jets behind us? This is Global 6500, right?
Global 6500. It is an absolute workhorse. So if you look at the interior, it's really designed for comfort. It's designed to bring you to your destination refreshed and offers the industry's smoothest ride. So we design our wings to be very flexible. We can actually go bend one if you'd like afterwards.
We do. We definitely want to.
We're going to get that on camera, but it really abates turbulence and provides the smoothest ride.
So what can you tell me about the exciting things that Bombardier is bringing to the base conference this year and what you guys are really excited to talk about?
So I think first and foremost, those are really big unveiling here. So in June, we secured an order for 50 aircraft with 70 more options, and that was revealed as a new customer named Bond. So they're offering an innovative fractional service to the market, and that was part of our biggest unveiling here at the show. We've also announced that the Global 8000, which was already set to be the fastest jet in the industry, just got its speed a little bit ticked up from Mach 9.4 to Mach 9.5. But what that does is it actually will give customers 800 nautical miles more at very high-speed cruise, or what we call ultra-high-speed cruise. So you're in the Mach 9.2 range of a mission. So really just pushing the boundaries of what speed is in business aviation, and just our whole portfolio here on display we're proud of. Like the Challenger 3500, which is also behind the 6500 here, just continues to be the best-selling super mid-size platform, and lineups for it with a lot of interest.
So for the layperson like me, I see all the Bombardier models, and I see there are a lot of Challenger models and a lot of Global models. Can you tell me the difference between those two?
Well, it's really about what you want to do with your aircraft. So if you're starting with a Challenger 3500, that's operators who are flying in North America. It's a coast to coast. You load it with 8 passengers, full fuel, and it'll just cover North America for you. If you're looking at transatlantic, that's where you step up to a Challenger 650. You have a wide cabin. This is something that's becoming in the 4,000 plus nautical mile range aircraft category. And then the Globals, that's really, it's in the name, it's global. So starting with the 5500 to the 6500, those are refreshed aircraft with brand new Rolls-Royce engines, so a lot more efficient than previous generations. But that's where you really start getting that trans-oceanic range. And then if you want to cover the world completely, that's where the Global 8000 comes in. So the Global 8000, it's a no-compromise, 4-cabin space aircraft, can land with steep approach at low speeds with flaps and slats. It can go the fastest. It has, the Global 7500 actually has 150 speed records, so it's the record of records. No aircraft platform has singly captured more, and the 8000 is just going to be the basic pinnacle of business aviation. So that's like flying a hotel room around. So
Nice. So you say the 8000 is going to be, and it's not yet available for purchase. Is that correct?
it's available for purchase. The first is delivering this year.
Gotcha. So they're just now rolling off of the factory floor and to their first customers.
So the first production flight flew this year. It's now in completions, and we're looking forward to deliver it to the first customer by the end of the year.
So in terms of range, if we're talking about like the 6500, for instance, right? If I'm based on the West Coast and this is global, what are my options as far as where I can travel to?
Well, a good example of what we did recently with the 7500, for instance, was a speed record from San Luis Obispo, California to London in about 9 hours. So if you look at like the Global 6500, you're looking at, 10, 12 hours of range, 7500, even longer. So these are just aircraft that at some point, traveling in one way, to go farther, you'd have to go basically the other way and go shorter because you can cover a lot of distance. But from London, for instance, on the Global 7500 and Global 8000, there's not many major cities you can't get to.
You mentioned the, and I'm gesturing here, it's off to the side, the partnership that you now have that you guys are excited to talk about. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Bond is our newest customer. They've signed for 50 aircraft, and they've also signed a first-of-a-kind service agreement. So what we have is a full turnkey offering from them. You get the aircraft, you get maintenance, you get parts, all in one contract that really makes it easier and more accessible for their customers. And we're proud to be able to offer that kind of full suite of services. So it's going to be innovative, first of its kind in the industry, and we're going to develop our service network to prepare for their entry into service in 2027.
How important is the service part of the business for Bombardier?
It's everything. So we want to make sure that aircraft are dispatch available, that we have parts everywhere we need to, that we're quickly doing turns in our service centers with really high-skilled OEM technicians so that people can get their availability of aircraft absolutely optimized. And to do that, we've announced a really large expansion in the US. We finished a big wave of expansions around the world. So we've quadrupled our facility in Singapore. We've opened one in Melbourne. We've really gone big in Hill. London, we're building a paint shop there, but now we're focusing on the US. So the first announcement came right before the show. We are setting up a new service facility in Fort Wayne, Indiana, to really put ourselves right in the heart of the Midwest, so we cover that region. It's going to work very well with our main parts depot in Chicago, but then looking at more facilities to expand across the U.S.
So it sounds like Fort Wayne is going to be a pretty big hub for things happening with Bombardier.
Absolutely, and we're really going into the community now, starting to recruit technicians, create a pipeline to create high-skilled jobs, but that's kind of how we operate in all of the communities around the U.S. We try to have local relationships with schools to train technicians, keep the pipeline going, because brick and mortar is great, but if there's no one to turn a wrench, we're not helping our customers more. So it's about convenience and care, and that starts with having the right people in our facilities.
Awesome. And you said we can bend the wing on the 6500. Is that something we can go ahead and take a look at?
Let's do it.
All right.
So flexible wing starts with the fundamental design of how Bombardier puts flexible mindsets into all wings for the global. That starts with having slats and flaps.
I love that it's flexible mindsets too. It's like we want to stay flexible in our approach to things.
But why is it flexible? What's the reasoning for this?
It has to be flexible so you have the smoothest ride.
Right.
So if the wing absorbs turbulence, the turbulence doesn't translate into the cabin for the passengers. So all the way to just holding your drinks in a more comfortable way, to helping passengers, animals just have a smoother ride throughout the entirety of the flight.
Right.
It's something that's fundamental, and if you miss it at the design level of the plane, you can't make up for it.
So it's just if you don't have this, it's just a rougher ride, and it just kind of sucks, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's impossible to have without slats, because you have to have an optimized wing, which is small and slender for high-speed cruise, but then for low-speed performance, you really need to make that wing as possible to land, especially in steep approach airports like Lugano, or when you're trying to get into London City. So that's where the slats and flaps really come in. It's the next level of it is on the Global 7500, where because of the size of the aircraft, the wing is much bigger. So what we've done on the 7500 is actually split the outboard aileron. So when it's at high speed, only a part of it will move so that the wing could continue to flex. So that's just how we think about passenger comfort, but it goes all the way into wing design.
Nice.
So we can see that flex just standing here, right?
So I could flex it a little bit with just one finger.
Yeah.
So you really just get that little push on it, and you see the wing starts to go.
Right.
But if you really want to have at it, go for it.
All right. Watching that flex. Pretty good. Pretty good.
And all of that reduces turbulence for the passengers inside.
Because inside, if you look down the wing, there's not much movement, right? It's all out here.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's the whole idea. Is you can I do this? Can I like?
Please.
Okay. So if I'm messing with it, like I'm the air, I'm the cloud, right? I'm the turbulence. They aren't feeling it in there.
Exactly.
Correct.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, wing flex. It's something that will give you a better ride and a smoother ride. So that's something, if you're going to own the jet, might be something you want to consider as you're looking at jets to own, right?
Definitely want to check. Do I have slats?
Do I have slats? Slats. Just like a smooth.
Bombardier has them.
Yeah, just like having a smooth bed, you want to smooth slats with that too. Okay, nice, cool. Mark, thanks again, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for stopping by.
I'm here with Aaron White from Aspen Aero Group, and Aaron works with people to buy and sell and work on the transaction of the jet itself and the purchasing of the jet. Aaron, what are you excited to see here at the Static today?
Well, I love to see the new manufacturers, what they're releasing, whether it's actually out right now or if they've just unveiled it. So yeah, excited to see some of the bigger manufacturers, the Gulfstreams, the Bombardier aircraft. Obviously Falcon's got a nice bird, so but also just enjoy kind of seeing some of the more unique aircraft. We've got the Husky.
Falcon's got a nice bird.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
They like to fly. But yeah, no, it's good to get out here, good to get exposure, good to get on these aircraft. You know, it's easier to advise clients once you've sat in it. You understand that, hey, you might need a little bit taller, or, you know, you kind of learn the specs of it, you kind of get the feel of it. So it helps with, you know, showing the client where to go and what their mission is and what makes sense.
All right, great. So we were able to track down Trevor here with Epic, and Trevor's going to talk to us about what Epic has going on at Base. Behind me, we have one of their, what model of plane is this?
This is the E1000AX, so it's our latest version of the E1000 line of airplanes. It's the fastest single-engine certified airplane you can buy, also the highest flying, fully carbon fiber construction, which is kind of unique.
Right. So when you say highest flying, how high?
34,000.
34,000.
Yeah.
With a speed of?
We're typically cruising about 320 knots at 34,000 at a high-speed cruise.
What kind of range are you getting out of it?
Figure at a high speed, we're going to be about 1,200 nautical miles. That'll leave you an hour reserve, and you can do that with 6 people on board, which is...
So putting that into hours, that's what, 3.5, 3.5?
Figure about 4 hours of range with an hour of reserve.
Okay. Connectivity?
Yeah, we have Starlink Wi-Fi on board. So,
yeah, good.
Yep, I think we're the first ones to certify an external installation of that system, so it's a big advantage.
Passenger profiles. So what? How many are you getting in here? And
yeah, it's 6th place, and the Epic was really designed to be comfortable for bigger people.
So we get 6 people in it. Can we take their bags too?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. They can each have one.
Well,
yeah. This
okay.
and that I guess would be what you would call a limitation of a smaller aircraft,
sure.
Is that you don't have an airliner-sized baggage compartment in there, but it very nicely fits. I don't know if you can see the little stack of bags back there, but 6 rollerboards all fit back behind the seat. This is a utility category airplane at its 8,000-pound gross weight, which is very rare. So immensely strong.
So depending on your mission, this might be the perfect fit for somebody that might think they need something with like more range or like bigger or what have you, but this might be a great way to get into it.
Well, it's a great entry-level airplane, right? I mean, what you have here. So first-time buyers just kind of starting out slow, this would be a great machine for them. Or pilots that have other businesses and, you know, flying isn't their main career.
I would say that
they could have one.
Probably about half of our owners are moving up out of piston aircraft and advancing their flying and their capabilities. Probably a quarter of our owners are moving down out of bigger aircraft. So say coming out of a Phenom or out of a Premier jet or a Citation jet, because maybe they're moving into retirement. They don't have the same travel needs they had before. They don't have as many people to carry around.
Yeah.
This is easy to fly. They can be insured to fly it at a much older age because it is a turboprop versus a jet. So a lot of advantages there, but they're not giving up what they were used to in capability from those bigger aircraft. Mm-hmm. And then I'd say the other quarter are what people making lateral moves, so maybe coming out of some of our direct competitors into the Epic now that they're ready to trade in or retire their current version of a single engine turboprop.
So what about return to land? Do you have return to land?
Under its many names, we just call it what Garmin calls it, which is Autoland. So
Okay.
yeah, emergency Autoland is included in that.
Probably haven't heard this one before, have you, Derek?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. All right, return to land. It sounds like the plane's gonna land.
Yeah. Everything goes bad, you push it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So essentially, we've upgraded this to have auto throttle. So Garmin's auto throttle manages the power on the engine. And there's some additional components they put in for an auto braking module, some relays that control gear and flaps and those sorts of things. And then all of that together enables their emergency auto land system, which if the pilot were to become incapacitated or unable to continue flying, a passenger can push a button that the airplane.
It's the take me home button.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I love it.
And the airplane actually makes decisions and makes emergency calls. It goes and picks an airport, avoids weather, and lands the aircraft safely. So
sounds like a fun time.
yeah, absolutely.
Real quick, manufactured where?
Manufactured in the U.S. in Bend,
American
Oregon.
made.
American made. Yes.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Trevor, thank you so much for talking to us on the Jet, and hope you have a good time with the rest of base.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you for your time.
All right, awesome. All right, I got Dante here from Aspen, and Dante is an aircraft broker. Dante, what are you excited to see at base this year?
Everything. Like, this is just an incredible event, getting to get hands-on with a lot of the different jets that are out on the market and learn about what sets different manufacturers apart from everybody else and identifying key features that will be important for my clients.
Nice. So I noticed that there's a lot of like parties, a lot of events, a lot of like things for people to get to know each other. How important is that aspect to the business?
Oh, hugely important. Like, relationships is a big part of this. Being able to know and trust the individuals that you're working with is a key thing. So being able to meet up and have more intimate conversations, because being on an exhibit floor, you're kind of limited on the time that you have, but being able to go out to those social events and being able to really dig in and get to know them for who they are and more than just their elevator pitch on their products is a big deal.
So if I'm looking to own a jet, it sounds like I want to work with somebody that has these kind of relationships, and if they're not at base, maybe they don't have those kind of relationships. So I'm thinking out loud here as somebody that might want to own a jet. I probably want to work with somebody that's at these types of events that knows the right people in order to make sure that my transaction goes smooth and that I'm taken care of.
Absolutely. Like, as in anything, whether it's sales or personal life, like, relationships speak volumes to people. So, like, if you can say that you know and trust an individual and you speak from a place of integrity, then that'll carry you far.
Nice. As far as the different displays and jets and things that are out here at the Static here at base, is there anything that you're just chomping at the bit to see? Is there anything that you're just like, man, it's pretty cool to know that this is here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things here, like anything from Bombardier. Like, I'm a huge fan of their stuff. Pilatus, Honda Jet is a great company too, but we're constantly working with people who are looking more in that mid-market. That's why Bombardier is one that, like, I'm really excited to be able to get inside of and be able to talk with them and learn more about what they've got coming.
Nice. So hopefully we'll get a chance to do that. Dante, thank you so much for talking to me, and look forward to seeing you more at base.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right, we're about halfway through day 2 here. The Static was a lot of fun, but we have come back to the trade show. There's a lot of people at the trade show, on the trade show floor, that we still need to talk to. So we are going to go see what else Base has to offer. So NBAA is all about aviation. Apparently somebody brought a spaceship. So we're here talking to Adam from OTTO Aerospace about is it the Phantom 3500?
Phantom 3500, yes.
Dude, you have to tell me about this, because this thing looks insane. It doesn't have there's no like visible doors, windows, panels. It's like Flight of the Navigator or something, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, so we're with OTTO Aerospace, and this is our Phantom 3500. It's our launch product. It's our first aircraft of what we'll come out with. And while not a spaceship, we do fly a lot higher. So we fly at about 51,000 feet. So you go westbound, you're going over the jet stream. But our total mission here at OTTO Aerospace is using what's called laminar flow, which is the orderly flow of a fluid over a surface, right? In this case, it's air. And what that allows us to do is we take the energy required for flight out by about 50%. So when you do that, what you get is, instead of what, sometimes you hear of a vicious cycle, we have what's called a virtuous cycle. So everything starts to get lighter. So if you see our engines on there, they're Williams FJ44-4 engines. They've got about 14 million hours of operational space out there. They look really small on an aircraft this size, and that's intentional, right? We don't need the propulsion that you would normally need for an aircraft of this size, because we cut that weight down in half. So it's a super mid aircraft. Okay. It's a max range 3,500 nautical mile aircraft, but instead of being about 40 to 42,000 pounds max takeoff weight, we're at 19,000 pounds max takeoff weight. So when you look at that overall weight of the aircraft, we're roughly half of what others in this space, in this super mid category, are.
I can imagine it takes a lot less fuel.
Yes.
And that's a big expense with flying private. You have to pay for a lot of fuel.
Absolutely. So compared to competitors in that space, in the super mid space, we're about 60% more fuel efficient. So you have massive reduction in fuel. You also have about overall operating costs, a direct operating cost on an hourly basis, of about 40% less, including fuel, maintenance, etc. The other benefit of it is, from a sustainability perspective, you're cutting out a huge amount of fuel, right? We also fly higher. So we fly at 51,000 feet. When you start to get up towards 51,000, 53,000 feet, contrails start to go away. And when you start to eliminate contrails, you're not only eliminating emissions from the propulsion system, but you're also affecting the overall global warming effect from the aircraft. When you start to lose those contrails, if we fly 100% SAF in the engine, which the engine is rated for, and you fly at that altitude, you can eliminate the global warming effect by about 97% on that flight. So it's truly astounding. Nice. And you can do it where it's still cost effective to
Without the contrails, how are you supposed to continue to control people's minds?
It's very difficult. We haven't released that secret yet. So.
Okay. We're going to get to that.
Eric, that's next.
Okay. So who's this for? Who's the market for this jet?
Yeah, so our first product, the Phantom 3500, we've just announced with our great partner and our launch customer, FlexJet, who is a fractional service, and this is a business jet market, and that is where we're starting under our Part 23 certification, and then we'll expand from there. So that traditional super mid and below business jet market, because it's a super mid capability, but you're operating at much lower costs, so we can really go after that overall business jet market, and then we'll expand from there with what we'll call our future larger aircraft, but we haven't come out with that yet. That's next, and we'll go bigger, right? So we'll go look at intercontinental. We can look at other spaces with it, but we're starting where we think is the pragmatic place to start within the market, and a great path to a certification path under Part 23, working with great partners, great customers in FlexJet, and we'll go from there.
So when can I fly on one of these things? When can I book a flight on a Phantom 3500?
Yeah. So our entry into service, our EIS is planned for 2030. So what you see behind you here with the Phantom 3500, we're in the process of putting that together now with our partners, and we will fly. We've flown prototypes and demonstrators in the past at OTTO, but this next one, Flight Test Vehicle 1 of 4, will be flown in Jacksonville, Florida, where we're moving the company to in 2027. And then after that, you'll have Flight Test Vehicles 2 through 4, which will be our certification articles. They'll be conforming aircraft, and we'll go keep them through the rest of the certification process with a planned timeline of 2030 entry into service.
That's awesome.
We will get you in there in 2030. You'll be
honestly, this is one of the coolest things I've seen on the trade show floor. So OTTO Aerospace Phantom 3500. Ad, thank you so much for talking to me about this and showing it off. Yeah, cool.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So thank you for joining us on our journey to NBAA's Base 2025 here in Las Vegas, where we got to learn a little bit about what it takes to own the jet.
Thank you for watching Own the Jet. If you want to see more Own the Jet, make sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube and leave a comment telling us what aspect of jet ownership you'd like to know more about. Own the Jet is brought to you by Aspen Aero Group, your trusted partner in private and corporate jet ownership. Learn more at aspenaerogroup.com. This has been a Savage Media production.